Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this month's newsletter. Usman here with Sotheby's International Realty Canada. So just want to give you a quick snapshot of how October 2023 performed in the Greater Toronto Area and see if you can make some sense out of the numbers as well. So with that, believe it or not, the average sale price of a home actually went up about 3.5% from a year ago. We're currently sitting at 1.125 million. The number of sales were slightly down, about 5.8% from a year ago at 4646. The days on the market actually went down. Again, some of these numbers are kind of surprising in terms of, where we sometimes think where the market's at. So it's good to sort of evaluate. So the number of days actually went down 3% from a year ago. But one sort of number that is making a lot of people somewhat nervous is the amount of new listings that came out in the month of October this year. In October 2022, we were sitting at about 10,000 new listings, but in 2023 October, we are currently sitting at 14,397, which is a 38% increase from a year ago. So when you look at strictly that number, it does, feel like that we are currently now in a buyer's market. I think it's been a very long time since we actually said the words buyer's market. So it's good to know that we are probably in a market where the buyers have a lot more negotiating power. They can sort of ask for the price that they want, and hopefully, fast forward, let's say 2024. I think a lot of the buyers who are probably actively transacting in this market will be fairly satisfied with the decision that they probably made, because we don't believe that we have seen this kind of a market in a while. Something for a lot of the buyers who are currently on the fence to really, consider that, think about it in terms of what their buying or purchasing goals are, because this is the kind of market that we haven't seen in a while. The interest rates will eventually start going down, something for you to keep in mind, but the discount that you are currently seeing in the market compared to where the market was about 18 months ago, they're fairly significant, and something for, I think, a lot of the buyers to actually think about it. What does it mean for the sellers? Well, the sellers strictly have to understand what their motivation is. There's never a good time to sell. There's never a bad time to sell. The right time to sell is always when you as a seller is ready to sell. That means that you have to understand your motivation in terms of why you want to sell your property, whether it's a personal home, whether it's an investment, or whatever reason that might be out there. Because the sales are still happening. If the house is priced right, if it's presented right, if, we always say, if your house is, the best looking house on the street, if we're going to have a buyer within sort of the average amount of days that it's taking for us to sell a property, but ultimately your home will generate the most amount of interest. The more interest translates to eventually a sale. So something for you as a seller to think about. Where are we headed in the next year? It's anybody's guess. Nobody has a crystal ball to sort of try to figure out in terms of where the market is headed. Hard to predict pretty much anything and everything these days, given where things are, both economically, politically. So many different factors can play a role in terms of where the housing market is gonna be in the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months. I think we are finally seeing some version of stability in terms of the interest rates. I've started actually reading some articles that have started talking about when the interest rates will start making a bit of a shift. I think currently the sort of market perception is we are probably looking at sort of late spring, summer time frame when the Bank of Canada may be somewhat forced to start reducing the interest rates, given that the things have slowed down quite a bit when you look at it from a economic standpoint. So that's about it. I know I've been ranting for about 4 minutes or so. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. You have all the contact details. Happy to sit down and understand in terms of what you have in mind and take it from there. Cheers.